Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind, our top 25 rankings video as we release our weekly 25 poll after week 3. Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Jeff Hansen. As always, our top 25 is brought to you by Heidemann and Associates. If you have any legal needs, the experts at Heidemann and Associates can take care of you. They're a full-service law firm, and they'll even talk to you a little bit about your favorite or local high school and their football team. Big high school sports fans. We couldn't do this without them. Visit them online at utah.law. But Jeff, without any further ado, let's dive into this week's top 25 rankings. Number 25, Spanish Fork debuting in our top 25. Maple Mountain at 24. Viewmont in at number 23. East at 22. And Springville coming in at 21.
I like it. I like Maple Mountain in there. I like Spanish Fork in there. It's cool to see those schools get a little bit of love. They've got some dogs in terms of college players in both of those programs now. But it's Viewmont for me, man. Viewmont, I think they're playing the game of the week this week against Bountiful. To see Viewmont in the rankings and make that a top 25 game, that makes my media heart really happy to see.
That's a good one. By the way, how about the night this last week for that Spanish Fork offense? It was like nearly perfectly balanced, and I believe that McKay Smith threw for like 370 some odd yards. Monster night, Spanish Fork. Welcome into our top 25, well earned. All right, number 20, the Alta Hawks, falling after their loss to West Jordan. Green Canyon at number 19. Weber coming in at 18. The Mountain Ridge Sentinels at 17, and the West Panthers at 16.
I love Green Canyon's inclusion there. They surprised us last year when they made their playoff run. They're not surprising anybody this year. They just keep doing their thing. Weber, really anxious to see what happens with Weber. Crew Catch Carney, he's coming back at some point. He still hasn't played, and Weber is still inside the top 20. That's a big, big win for that program. Carter Payne, the freshman, is holding it up at quarterback. And then Tyler Payne defensively. If you haven't seen him, go see him. He's worth the price of admission. Cool to see Weber there. I'm anxious to see how they can climb as they get a little bit healthier in the weeks to come.
And as region starts, too, that's a team you got to keep an eye on up in Region 1. All right, number 15, the Bingham Miners. Meanwhile, at 14, the undefeated Park City Miners. We got Miners back-to-back there. 13, the Morgan Trojans. Big risers this week for the boys from Morgan. 12, Ridgeline, and number 11, American Fork.
Man, 3A, who cares? Morgan has played everybody that they played. Crimson, they played Sky, and they just blow everybody out. We talk about environments, Dane, and places to go catch a game. A ranked Morgan
That's a great one.
Winning, holy cow, that's going to be a ton of fun. Get out to Morgan. I don't care if you're from St. George. Find a way to get out to Morgan. That place is going to be electric in the weeks to come.
I will tell you, there's probably a little extra bulletin board material because the boys from Richfield have looked just as strong, and they're on our top 25. That 3A tournament is going to be really, really fun. But you're right, Morgan, what a start for them. They defeated one of the best teams up in Idaho. If you know me, I got a lot of Idaho pride. Morgan continue to strengthen that resume. All right, we're into our top 10. Number 10, the Davis Darts. Good response after their victory over Mountain Ridge. Number 9, Bountiful. Number 8, Brighton. Coming in at number 7, how about the Roy Royals, 7th in this week's top 25. And number 6, the Orem Tigers.
Roy, man, we've got to stop overlooking Roy. They're putting up, look at the quarterbacks that they've had there. I know that Jackson Dart became the Corner Canyon star. He was a star at Roy before then. Yeah. They're putting up bigger offensive numbers than they did when Jackson Dart and Parker Kingston were there. And those guys are doing their things on Saturdays now. The Royals are the real deal. Look out for them because nobody's even slowed them down yet.
If Roy can remain healthy, look out for the black and gold. Just saying, that is going to be a scary, scary team. They got so many weapons. Really good. All right, into the top 5, Jeff, and this is where things get a little interesting after the action from Friday night. Number 5, the Skyridge Falcons defeated Cherry Creek, one of the top teams in Colorado this week. Number 4, the Timpview T-Birds. They were off, no game on Friday night. Number 3, the Corner Canyon Chargers, the previous number 1, falling after their loss to Lone Peak. Lehigh comes in at number 2, and your new top-ranked team, the Lone Peak Knights.
I mean, what more can we say about Lone Peak that we haven't already said? But look, they've got 2 top 5 wins, and we're only 3 weeks into the season. Lone Peak, undeniably number 1, although Clearfield should be number 1 in our hearts. Clearfield gets a big win over Jordan. That's who should be the number 1, but I'll settle for Lone Peak, and you won't hear too many arguments for me. Really anxious to see what Skyridge does, Dane. I mean, they're hanging around at number 5. Do they stay there? I mean, they've been so up and down with their play. As I look at the 6 through 10 teams, I think they've got to be looking at Skyridge as a team that, hey, they can get over that hump and into the top 5. See if Skyridge can hold on behind the arm of Keneal Sweetwine.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, especially that Skyridge-Lehigh game. You think about all the buildup in that community with those 2 programs, and they could both be top 5 by the time that one rolls around. That could be really, really interesting. Look, Corner Canyon, the voters were all over with Corner Canyon. They, a lot of variation in terms of where they came in the polls this week. I agree. You got to, tip the cap to Lone Peak for what they did on Friday night with that win, and we'll see if they can hold on. The schedules don't get a lot easier for those teams down in Region 3 as they get ready to hit the gauntlet of their region play. But for this week, it is Lone Peak atop our top 25. Great matchups coming up this week on Friday night. We'll have them for you live on KSLSports.com. A reminder to check Jeff and I out on the Red Zone, or you can check out your local high school streams on KSLSports.com, and join us again next week for our top 25 videos and our wrap-ups each week right here on KSL Sports Rewind. For Vince Francis, Jeff Hansen, my name is Dane Stewart. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.